Hey guys, Carnosaurus Rex here, and I have a question for you. Have you ever looked in a mirror and seen a person other people insist isn't real? A reflection that no matter how much you change the way you look, you still feel those insecurities in the back of your mind. Well, you're not alone. I lost over 200 pounds last year, but sometimes it creeps in the back of my mind that I haven't changed, I haven't lost anything, I haven't got healthy. It's just a hard demon to fight. Today, I want to talk to you guys about something that affects so many of us: body dysmorphia. When we embark on our weight loss journey, we think as soon as I lose this amount of weight, I'm going to feel better about myself. I'm going to be more energetic, more confident. I'm going to be happier. But sometimes that's just not the case. Sometimes we feel like we haven't done much at all. Sometimes our mind hasn't caught up with the weight loss, so we still feel like the same person. Like, let me go ahead and explain. The other day, I was riding in a Mardi Gras parade. I was on the float. And I was up there and I felt like, I mean, it's hard to explain, but I felt like the same 500-pound version of me was still up there on the float. I'm going to go ahead and show y'all a picture. For years, I've struggled with my weight. I always dreamed of a day when I'd be thin enough to love myself. Now, we all know that loving yourself doesn't really branch off of how you look. But when I finally lost that 200 pounds, I expected to be free of all those feelings of low self-esteem. But now sometimes I just feel trapped in a body I don't recognize. No matter how much weight I've lost, every time I look in the mirror, I still see the flaws. I see the shadows of what I could do better. And today, at 200 pounds down, I still look at myself through the same critical eyes as the day I started. Body dysmorphia is not just seeing parts of yourself you don't like. It's a distorted perception of reality. It makes us feel like we're never enough, we're never good enough, that we must keep changing and keep evolving. While this is true and I have not accomplished the weight loss and the physique that I'm looking for, I have indeed gotten healthier. I have lowered my cholesterol. I have brought my high blood pressure down. And instead of looking at those victories, I'm looking at what I could do better. I have gone down from a pant size 72 to 38. But that's not good enough for me. Sometimes I still battle these thoughts in my mind that I'm not going to be enough. Neurological factors, one of them is brain differences. Studies using neuroimaging show that individuals with BDD have abnormalities in the vision processing and emotional regulation areas of the brain, particularly in the orbital frontal cortex. Number two is hyperactivity in the visual system. Research suggests that people with BDD process details of face and objects differently, possibly leading to an exaggerated perception of flaws. And number three is neurotransmitter imbalances. Low levels of serotonin, a neurotransmitter linked to mood and impulse control, may contribute to its obsessive thoughts and compulsions seen in BDD. Some of the psychological factors are like cognitive distortions. People with BDD often engage in manipulative thought patterns, such as magnifying small imperfections and what is known as catastrophic thinking. Like, if I don't look perfect, no one will love me. People with BDD also have or can have obsessive compulsive traits. Like obsessive compulsive traits, BDD shares similarities to OCD, including repetitive behaviors like mirror checking, getting on the scale 4 or 5 times a day, excessive grooming, and seeking reassurance from others. Low self-esteem, emotional dysregulation. Individuals with BDD often have a negative self-image and difficulty regulating emotions, leading to heightened distress about their appearance. And the number three category is a big one to a lot of people. It is environmental and social factors like culture and media influences. Exposure to unrealistic beauty factors like social media, marketing, These things can trigger a worsened state of body dysmorphia. Remember, guys, a lot of those social media influencers use a lot of editing features. We do not need to look like that. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't look like any of them. I'm not that pretty, but I do know this. After losing 200 pounds, I feel better. My health is better. I have more energy to spend time with my children, my oldest daughter who's 19 and my youngest who is now a year and 3 months. I couldn't do that before. I can do it now. So who cares if I look like one of these social media influencers? Another one is bullying or trauma. Experiences like being teased, bullied, or abused, especially in childhood, can contribute to body image dysmorphia. Also, family influence. We could have grown up in a family that promotes appearance overall. This can also lead to body dysmorphia. Then we have the genetic factor. Studies suggest that BDD has a higher rate in individuals with a family history of OCD, anxiety, or depression. Twin studies have shown that genetic factors amount to about 40 to 60% of people suffering with BDD. I am not a psychologist, but I can say BDD is a serious but treatable disorder. We can seek out cognitive behavioral therapy. I'm not going to get too much into that as I'm not a therapist. Mindfulness and therapy can help. And also, some people need selective serotonin inhibitors. So, talk to your therapist if it's that bad. If you're just breaching into it, you can join a support group. But remember, the first step with anything like this is talk to somebody. Let somebody know you're dealing with it. And remember, guys, we're a team in this. A lot of us are dealing with it. Go ahead and put a comment in there. Let me know you're here. So how do we move forward, you ask? How do we realign our minds with reality? Well, the first step is we need to recognize the disconnect. We need to remind ourselves that we have indeed come a long way, and we should be proud of that. Write down all the changes you've seen. Take progress pictures. Reflect back on them. Sometimes I go back and look at my pictures just to remind myself how far I've come. I look at my blood work from the doctor to remind myself how much healthier I'm getting. And then another good step, reshift our focus from our appearance to how much stronger we're getting, how much healthier we're feeling, how much energy we have throughout the day. And honestly, yeah, we did it to look a little better, but the main reason we did it was for longevity. Am I right? So we can be there with our children as they grow up, see our grandchildren, all that. Another good step, we may need to seek a therapist, seek a counsel group, seek peers that can help us see the changes, help us talk through this. Because remember, at the end of the day, body dysmorphia is not a sign that you aren't progressing. It's a sign that your mind is not keeping up with how much work you've done. And here's a big one. This is a hard one for me. It might be hard for you. Practice self-compassion. Don't be so hard on yourself. Remember, this was a hard journey when we started, and look how far we've gotten. Look how much progress we've made. Healing from body dysmorphia after weight loss isn't about achieving the perfect body. It's about finding peace within yourself. The mirror doesn't define you, and the scale doesn't measure your worth. Remember that. The journey's the journey. It does not determine who we are. Your value is not determined by how you look. It is who you are inside. So today I challenge you to look beyond your body dysmorphia you see in the mirror and look inside yourself. Look at yourself through the eyes of love and acceptance. Because true transformation isn't about the body. It's about the mind, the spirit, and the soul. Once again, this is Carnosaurus Rex. If you have any comments, go ahead and throw them in there. If you want to continue this journey with me, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We'll be coming out with recipes once or twice a week to help us stay focused on the carnivore or the keto diet. If anything I said today helped you or resonated with you, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I will be posting videos like this, mainly recipes for the keto carnivore diet. And I'll see you guys next time.